Virgo, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week, and thank you so much for the support and the growth of the views on your video. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and I recommend that you always watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, because all of those energies are going to impact you every single week. If you really like this video, please be sure you like the video and share the video if you really love it onto your social media platforms, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel and then ring that bell so that you can hit all notifications so you know when I upload all 12 videos every single week so you can enjoy. There's always an extended every single week that dives a little bit deeper and digs into specifics, and I hope you get to enjoy that too. Virgo, let's go. Remember, Virgo, I always go live Monday through Friday, so if you'd like to actually join me for a live chat and daily tarot card reading, I do a daily tarot card reading Monday through Friday over on my Instagram feed. That's born_without_boundaries. Somebody has been saying some shit. It's like it's become a burden for you to be able to communicate or say everything that you need to say fast enough. It's almost like maybe there are too many words in your head, or there's so many thoughts that you have that speaking them and rapid fire. Somebody is rapid firing thoughts, and it's either that it's like a burden it's like a burden, like the burden is here. Like you can't get it out fast enough, or you can't say enough, or there's something that you have to be very critical on, or you want to be very critical on, like a seeming mentality of I have something to say and I need to say it. And it's sort of like rapid fire because we have the Knight of Swords here. It's not necessarily meant to be malicious, but at the same time, it just keeps coming at you, So you could be dealing with some heavy criticism from somewhere, or you could be the one being heavily critical. But it doesn't feel like the most comfortable thing, let's put it that way. It feels like it's something you're trying to tolerate, but emotionally, you know that something's got to give. And Virgo, what I would say here is it could be revealing a mentality that needs to be addressed simply for one reason. Letting things go too long when there's a discomfort happening could teach somebody that you're willing to accept or endure something more than something that you don't deserve, something more than you should be willing to tolerate. It could be having to do with just your thoughts too, even though it's mostly wands. There's lots of passions here, lots of desire to behave. But the Ten of Wands says there's some sort of restriction on it. So it could be that there's so much desire there's so much that you want to do, Virgo, but you have too much to do, and your responsibilities or the stuff that you have to do is starting to hinder all the things that you want to do and all the opportunities that you have coming in. Of course, you could also be using this as an excuse to avoid new opportunities because you don't want any changes in your life. But that would also feel like you're intentionally taking too much on in order to keep yourself from acting too quickly, behaving too rapidly. There's definitely a contrast here between what you can do, what you desire, what you want to do, and what you have on your plate. Virgo. Virgo. I'm trying something a little bit different with this reading. So later on in the reading, Virgo, what I'm going to do is break this whole reading down into 3 categories: career, money, and love. And career and love, no, career and money are very different things. Money is your actual money coming in, and career is what you're working on, what you share with your community, what you contribute, what you create in this world. Trust the great mystery. So you've dove into something, maybe head first, but I think most importantly, you've dove into it with faith. That's a 65, so that's awakening. Could be awakening to something that you really, like an actual spiritual awakening. Trust the great mystery. Give with gratitude and grace, and this is definitely self-deprecative. I mean, it's wonderful to give, but this is self-sacrificing. So you feel like you're in over your head, that you're giving too much, and that's why this came out. The need to retreat a little bit and relax. This could actually be also having issues with your mother or as a mother. Like, because, you know, like mama bear energy, being fierce, being protective, wanting to protect and defend somebody, to give somebody else a break, to give somebody a rest, or being really defensive for somebody. Think on your feet, which means that you've had to be really malleable and flexible. Which isn't necessarily something that you like if things are changing rapidly. I also heard there's like a fox in your midst. Is this fox a person? If so, there's somebody that you feel like you have to constantly dodge. In other words, they have a very aggressive nature, and they're just formidable. And no matter what, when you're in their presence, you always feel dominated and that they're domineering. And so you've had to be very clever with how you navigate around them, because here we have overcome any obstacle. So there's a feeling of this is an obstacle, and somehow I have to figure out how to overcome it. But it's taken a lot of dexterity and acrobatics. This person can be somebody, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper to confirm. This person could also be somebody that has some sort of financial control or hold over you. So there's an energy of, there's a leadership here. So they could be in a parental role, grandparental role. They could be in a boss role, or it could represent the government of some sort. But it's an authority role that you feel like you have to constantly dodge or be very flexible and malleable to be able to handle and deal with them. And at this point, it's becoming... It's just feeling like a chore that you don't want to have to deal with. Claim your independence. Yeah, you want out. You want this done. There's an essence in here of asserting yourself in front of an authority figure. Standing your ground and sort of declaring you don't have authority over me, or take your authority and shove it. That kind of energy. Spirit has your back. Now, eagle does represent government and authority, the ultimate authority. It also represents God and spirit. So that would be an authority that is helpful, faith. But there's definitely a sense of falling back on your faith because you need the extra support. You just need the Cancerian energy. You're in a transitional period. Magic works through you. This is a very shifty situation. And I don't think it's that you're being shifty or deceptive, but it's almost like I have to handle this situation with care because there is a lot resting on it. There's a lot that I'm relying on. In other words, there are a lot of intricacies in this situation, and this implies that you're kind of in over your head at this point. In other words, you're in it. There's no escape from it, which is a burden. You can't choose to not deal with this circumstance or this person or this committee or some sort of authority in your life, but you've had to be very flexible with this. But ultimately there's a connection to spirit here, like I know I have to get through this. So there's a lot of importance here, and since Cancer energy is on here, it could very well have a lot to do with fourth house energy. So I'm thinking this is some sort of conflict that you're having within the family or because of the family and because of your concern or your active role as a parent yourself, or a concern for how somebody's being treated by an authority figure. So this could branch into all different places, like asserting yourself, sticking up for yourself to your parents, even though they fund your college education also. But how do I claim my independence from them? And how do I assert myself in a situation like, okay, I know it's your money paying for things, but it doesn't mean you control every aspect of my life. Well, or it could be that there's this formidable relationship between you and your parent who won't allow you to parent your child the way that you want. There's some sense of authority getting in your way, and instead of just telling them to go fuck themselves, you have to be very, very diplomatic, but it's becoming something that you don't want to deal with. It's becoming very cumbersome. Ooh, what to do about this? Virgo. Make plans and focus. Shield Maiden. Well, you're ready for war. You're about damn tired of whoever it is in your life trying to dominate you or asserting their authority over you. And I know that that's difficult, especially if in some ways you're financially dependent upon somebody and there's no quick fix, you know, for any reason, whatever age you are. There's just this sense of ultimately what you might have to think of doing is to cut the financial dependency, because a lot of times that's how people assert a kind of control over us. But if this is a need of some sort of, you know, unemployment or subsidy from a company or from the government, there's just this sense of you can't wait to get rid of it. It's much more burdensome, which we all know, especially if, you know, during quarantine you had to like file unemployment and stuff. We know very well that the necessity is there, but at the same time they make it as difficult as possible. They make it as irritating as possible, and there's just this sense of how much longer can I endure it. Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. And then Great Teacher, learn from spiritual experience. And once again, she's very much like the Virgin Mary and Jesus. So this is mother-child dynamics. And you don't have to be a mother, but there's something here about the dynamics between a mother and a child. And a warrior. Make plans and focus. I mean, I know that, I mean, that's a very difficult situation because you don't want to just tell a parent figure to go fuck themselves, right? Family is extremely important. But especially if you're in a situation where you're a parent and you're dealing with your parent getting in the way of decisions that you're making with your household. Oh boy. What advice do you have for Virgo on handling and dealing with this situation? Now, this could also be not a parental figure, but it could be a spouse. Yeah, it could be a spouse. Fertility is in reverse, so there may be trouble conceiving or a sense of not wanting to have any more children. Material and spiritual prosperity, meaning that you're not in the best situation. Oh, 623, happy birthday, Doug Denny. You're not in the best. You're not in the best situation when it comes to your material, your finances. You could be struggling with fertility. There could be fertility treatments that you're having to take. So that could be the relationship. You know, this sense of, I want a child, but there seems to be all these complications in conceiving. Even if, whether you're the mother or the father, doesn't really matter. There seems to be a great deal of financial commitment to making something grow, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the growth yet. So what do we do about this? Let's get into specifically Virgo for career. 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 And there's Capricorn. Are you dealing with a Capricorn, or is this just a sense of feeling stuck and being fearful when it comes to your financial situation? But this is also could be dealing with a large corporation that has a lot of control and say that you don't have a lot of control over, or simply because the Devil card is fear. It's also a deep, deep connection, but this is coming out on career. So it seems like the relationship is a very dependent one. I don't know if you're dependent on somebody for finances. That could also be an issue if you are. So if you're in a relationship where, you know, they're the ones that are making the money and you're the one that is, or they're the ones that are making most of the money and you're the one that is sort of dependent upon them for whatever reason. Yeah, this is doing work that you don't really like, or just doing work for the paycheck. Something has become a huge burden. This could all be issues with work as well, as in this authority figure at work keeps getting in your way and keeps adding more work and adding more work, but they're not adding more money, right? And it's almost like you're stuck. No, you know, you're stuck doing. You're stuck with your job taking up more time than you want because you're not able to put any kind of effort or energy into the career that you want, or you're having a hard time. It could be too, like a shift in your life, a transition in your life where you're coming of age at this point and you don't know what job you're going to want. You still don't know what career that you want. There's somebody here, like could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, a very domineering energy, mean with his words, very aggressive, and this could be somebody that keeps attacking you. So if you're working very, very hard, forget about work. It's not just about money. It's about you're trying to succeed in life, and there is definitely somebody that is constantly making you feel like shit about yourself and verbally attacking you. 10 of Pentacles is here. It's almost like, okay, I'm making really great money, but how much of a burden do I want to take onto how I feel every day emotionally? And then we have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, there's this constant, like, in your face. People keep throwing shit at you, keep throwing accusations at you. People keep throwing red tape at you, like, oh wow, okay, Virgo, you're trying to network, so but it's over, like, it's over on the side. It's like you're trying to network to find a job or get a position that you actually do enjoy. Maybe you're sending out resumes, or you're sending out, you know, yeah, you're almost networking beneath the surface. Somebody here is networking beneath the surface to avoid any direct confrontation, but also get out of an uncomfortable situation, because I wouldn't want to stay in it either. Let's look how you are for money, which could be stressing you out too. Money. Okay, money is... Okay. Money. Money is very fleeting. You do extremely good work. It's like money. I don't see money as being bad. Let's put it that way. You have enough to take care of you, but there could be that now you have to depend on a mother figure, a parental role, some sort of subsidies. And there could have been this assistance or this help for a long time. But let's put it this way. In terms of money itself, things are good. You have enough money to cover you for at least 7 months. So there isn't a direct financial, like... Because you do really good with navigating your finances. You've done really good and been really responsible. Or this is just a sense of, in terms of money, be sure and be particular right now, Virgo, with being very responsible with money, so that what you have can last you as long as possible. Okay. Let's go for love right now. Love. Virgo with love. Ooh. And then the Queen of Pentacles comes out. So you're giving too much in love. You're giving so much of yourself that you're sort of draining yourself in love. Virgo in love. Virgo in love. Yeah. Yeah. There's the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Somebody is feeling, it's just feeling that there's a great deal of stress and worry and concern about maybe losing somebody. And it's keeping you up at night. Let's go over to the extended. We'll get deeper into this over there. I hope you join me. The link is below. Thank you, Virgo.